Okay, good. We are live. And the camera's still stuck in wide mode. I keep trying to adjust it, but
Can
um,
I ask a question?
all right. What?
Can I can I buy you a different camera?
Let's talk about that later.
Okay.
Supposedly my video cameras can also act in this capacity, but I'll have to experiment with that. So we might do that at a different point. But that might be something fun to do for my other channel. We'll test it with that. But anyway, um, the days upon the year are upon us, and so we're starting the 5 days upon the year. Um, Most of your Egyptology books will call them the Epagomenal Days. That's the Greek name, but that's meaning more or less the same thing. Your 5 extra days. And we start with the birth of Osiris. Um, and of course, you have five gods: Osiris, then Horus, then Set, then Isis, then Nephthys. Now, it's kind of, you know, uh, strange, you know, to our thinking. Wait a minute. Horus is supposed to be the son of Isis and Osiris. How is it his birthday's in between? Um, well, I think there are several different ways you can explain that. And we can talk about that more tomorrow because his birthday's tomorrow. But uh, one way is, hey, maybe that day was kind of held. It was an empty space until he came along, maybe. Um,
I
or
wonder what they did.
or it could have been that you know um, keep in mind this is considered sort of outside of the normal span of time. So you know well, it's like Terminator. You can have this weird sort of paradox. So,
Why not?
yeah, but we begin with the birth of Osiris. So that is our first of the days on the year. Uh, yeah. So, and Ray saying I've personally found them to be more symbolic. Yeah. Um, and we did get a cookie request from One Eye in advance because they have to go away from keyboard. So, we will be sure to pull one for them when it comes to that point. So, uh, let us go ahead and get started. And it's funny because I have a candle for Osiris over on the Aku shrine, and I was trying to light it, but it's kind of unique. It's one of those ones where I used some wax from the craft store. So it was a DIY thing, and now it's to the bottom, and it's not wanting to light anymore. So I just stuck an LED in there. LED candles are great. This one here I lit last night, and it's going to go until the battery runs out, which actually will take us probably pretty far through the days on the year. So um, that is one marvel of modern technology that suits our purposes very well. So let's go ahead and get started. And I fed our little munchkin some mealworms. She's hanging out in her pool. She loves that thing. She likes to hang out in it all the time. She has her recliner back.
Yep. Indoor, no less. Air conditioning.
Yeah, because I think she wasn't doing too well in the heat. And of course, the bigger pool, we have to give her a ramp because she has a little bit of a harder time climbing into it. But that little inflatable one, it's easy for her to get into. She can just hang out, and we bring her treats. So what's not to like? So we might hear a little bit of squeak squeak from her.
I think most people would break up the birthday. But they would say, well, the son of Isis was separate from the elder.
Yeah. That's the interpretation that some groups do take, that Horur is different from Horsaset. I think that's maybe approaching things a bit too literally, because they blended all of those aspects and I don't think they made such sharp distinctions in ancient times. So I think again, there's several different ways to look at it. That's one, but I think maybe a bit too literal. I think, like somebody else was saying, that this is symbolic. I think again, because it's those extra days that Jehudi got by playing a game of Senate with either Khonsu or it. The thing is, as Herodotus said, it was he played a game of drafts with the moon. So
Aya.
Or Khonsu perhaps. But either way, he won 5 extra days on the year so that Nut, the sky goddess, could give birth to her children. And I think what happens is the separate aspects were the Egyptians' own way of trying to synthesize the fact that there were a lot of different myths about Horus going all the way back to the very beginnings of history. And technically, if you go by the archaeological record, Horus is older than Osiris. But they found a way to kind of weave it all together without necessarily needing to do a DC Comics 0 hour kind of thing. And that worked so well that DC had to do it again, didn't they?
Yes.
So that should tell you something right there. So. You can pick your own continuity that you like the best. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me, as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Immaculate. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is within our hearts, and we have cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure.
What in the smurf did you do to them?
Absolutely nothing.
Man, I'm so proud of myself for not saying what's racing through my mind. Man.
Thank you for helping us to adhere to community standards here on YouTube.
For 10 points, everybody put in the chat 7 words you think I might have thought and almost said.
Again, community standards. You could probably just go to a link to a George Carlin skit and cover a lot of them. And one day I'll have to let Darren tell you the story about how he conned his way backstage to meet George Carlin. But that is completely true. We have the picture to prove it, and that's probably something for Patreon. Oh, goodness. Okay, so poor Mary Teresa. I'm running late again. The luck on the days upon the year really is bad. I can understand. Look, I was scrambling to kind of get everything ready, myself. And then, of course, Sunday night is when everybody wants to call, and so I have people call and I have to say, look, I have can I call you back? No, I've got to broadcast it. So I completely understand. And, it's understandable if you have to leave early or, just come back and catch us later. That's okay. And you know, we're here for you to catch, and at least it's not like, you know, like I said, the I think Belar Mata is the name of the Hindu temple, the broadcasts on it during the Durga Puja festival, and their services were like 4 to 6 hours, so you know you'd be going through a lot. But we're just an hour and a half, so you know, catch us later if you need to. It's okay. Uh, okay, never a normal one in those things. But Roma Blunt says, can't stay tonight, but I very much appreciate some prayers for my health and a speedy recovery. Absolutely.
You got it.
And Gabriel's tuning in from work tonight. All right. See, that's why we need to make sure that we are safe for work. You know?
When you guys go to Passover, how long do they take?
Well, you know, actually, Rabbi Jana tries to keep everything going at a good pace for that. I think runs about 2 hours,
Yeah,
which actually,
nice.
yeah, which is actually pretty short. 2.5 hours, you know, pretty short for a Seder, you know, because when people are observing it at home, you know, they could go all night if they wanted to, you know, but yeah, she keeps it on a tight schedule because, you know, people are showing up and then having to go home. So, you know, that's, you know, that's part of it. When, you know, when everybody has work the next day and we can't just, you know, relax and make a big holiday of it, you know, like we'd love to, and we have to keep it, you know, running on time. So. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come, come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world. To everyone who is tuning in with us now, who will be joining us in the future, and has been with us in the past, this eye of Horus comes, and we are all purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
So we're going to light our candle for Osiris. To begin our days on the year. And as we go through the 5 days, we'll keep lighting. You know, I got the candles for that out. You know, and instead of a menorah or, you know, Kwanzaa candles or something like that, we have, you know, our candles for the days on the year. But we're also going to light, of course, our candle for Mama Sekhmet and ask her to continue to bring peace and healing to all those who need it. A swift recovery for Roma Blunt, a rabbit sage, the druid. And for Katie Horton, because she had requested some prayers. She's, you know, waiting to find out when she can get a polyp surgery and is trying to take care of herself. And also, we're going to light our candle for Mahes, that he may continue to protect those who are in the path of storms, and to thank him for looking out for us as we had a thunderstorm that passed through today here, and we were safe and didn't have any power issues other than a brief flicker. But May he continue to protect those who are in the path of bad weather. Yes, and I think someone had asked, why are we broadcasting on Sundays? This is a special occasion. This is our holy season. We're doing this all through the week because this is the one thing that you can't really adjust to, the next Friday. You have, this whole, a period. And, again, there are other traditions that would be starting a little later. They'll be doing this sometime next month based on when Sirius would become visible in different parts of the United States. Well, we use the historical date. This is when really the first, Egyptian Recon Church in the United States founded, and started their date from the Church of the Eternal Source. It actually started with a group of people that had parties for Egyptian New Year's, and it grew from there. So it has a relevance not only as the historical date, but also a relevance for modern paganism. So. You arise in the Achates Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Osir, Kentiamentiu, Lord of eternity. O Yenochiru, you lords of love and lords of life, grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at, and cast out his Fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us.
It would seem our mascot has a lot to say.
Yes, man. She was napping earlier, but now she's active. Like I said, I bought her off with some mealworms.
The second you started the invocation, I heard her get started. She's like, okay, I hear it going.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, it's funny. One thing I have noticed is that so I get ready to give the offerings. I think that she may not understand, words themselves, but she understands, intonation, and she understands, familiar responses. Like I said, she squeaks at us when somebody sneezes. So she's trying to say bless you because she hears us say that. And she may not understand what it means, but she knows, oh, okay, squeak,
That's funny how Mahes will come running whenever I start the prayer for grace.
It's because you learn to associate that with food. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you're not true. These cool waters are the eye of Horus. Your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yanochuru, that you may be purified with it. Okay. Tuck that back here. We give you incense. We give you incense to great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you and cleanses you. It adorns you and takes its place upon your hands. O Yanochuru, we give to you this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Oh yeah, there we go. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yanochuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Osir, O Yanochuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, your water. And since it's the birth of Osiris, we'll include another libation for him. Oh, sir, take this, your libation, which is of this land, which produces all things. All things indeed come forth from this, upon which you live, upon which you exist. And I don't think it'll fit over here, but I'll set it over here with the Aku. Oh, what's really funny is I've got a little shot glass here, and I keep it next to Wally's picture, and I swear I can hear him say, "I expect you to fill that for me." So. All right. Pure, pure is Ra Horeketi within his house. Pure, pure is Osir Kentimentiu within his house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure to Osir Kentimentiu and to Ra Horeketi, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. It's something to remember that there's every place that their immortal cause dwell. That's everyone who's tuning in who's got a shrine in front of them, or has a shrine at home. That too is a place where their immortal cause dwell. So in all of those places, their cause are pure. Come to your body, O Ra Horeketi. Come to your body, O Osir Kentimentiu. Come to your bodies, O Yanochuru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these, your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra-Horeketi and before Osir Kentimentiu. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra-Horeketi, and your son, the Osir Nisun Nebkefrura, your foes retreat from you, and Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. And we pour these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Everything okay? Mm. Horefrutahan ket kakao abdus naturamahat. Kutnibet nofrewabelkan naturim. Cow and achu punibu machar nibu kiran naturah. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which God lives. For the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law eternally. The Svet is cast out by your word, and rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. May we always act with gentility and compassion for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality for such as the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity for such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness for such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth for such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good for such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance for such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others for such as the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right. Now, there's actually a chapter from the Book of the Dead that the title of it, the rubric, as they call it, specifically says it is to be said on the birthday of Osiris. So that's what we're going to read. And the instructions for it actually say, of course, what they would do is they would put that at the end rather than the beginning. It says to be said over a bark of raw, drawn in ochre on a clean place. So this would have been a picture of the sunboat drawn in a yellow or red pigment, ochre. When you have placed a likeness of the spirit of your blessed dead in front of it, you shall draw a night bark on its right side and a day bark on its left side. There shall be offered to them in their presence beer and bread and all good things on the birthday of Osiris. If this is done for him, his soul will live forever and ever, and he will not die again. So, what we can do, in the absence of, drawing pictures of boats, although that might be something fun to do, to have little likenesses to put, on either side of your images of the blessed dead. But what we could do, as sort of a make sure for that, if I can get up to it. Let's see. See, this is where one of your reachers would actually come in handy, because I have my little model of Khufu's bark.
Do you want me to go get it?
But here, let me just see if I can actually set this aside and get to it real quick. So I'm going to come across the camera for a second, see if I can get to it, because it's up here. Oh.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Wow, nice. Wow.
Oh. That's called knowing your space very well. Okay, let's set that light back. There we go. Okay, so there we have it. So this is a model of Khufu's bark, which was meant to be one of either the day bark or the night bark. We don't know which one, although it kind of says day bark to me. But don't know. But we'll put it over here next to our blessed dead so that we can read this note for them.
I'm not sure which one it was, but one of the barks was supposed to be made of malachite.
Well, there is a spell to be said over a bark of malachite, yes, which I think even back then to get something made of stone like that might have been kind of expensive. So what a lot of people probably did was to paint one up in green. So you would have,
Yeah, I would assume so, unless they were quite well off.
Yes, or you know what? Bark of malachite. And and see, actually, this one, the story behind these, and I'll show you where you can see this one. I got a hold of these because of where I am, being in Louisiana. Being a whole bunch of Cajun wackos, that's our tourism shtick. And so in a souvenir shop, there was somebody who made little, they call them pirogues. That's the local name for the kind of skiffs that, were very common at one point in South Louisiana. So these are little models. And I said, I know what I can do with these. So I bought a couple of them and painted them up. So that's what they are. Eventually I'm going to get one on Etsy, but I have to have some time to paint more of them. So in the meantime, this is our boat of malachite. So they have one. I'm going to set one over because I have a few representations for some of my blessed dead, some pictures over here. So we'll set it over with them, but not on the fan for the computer because that's not a good idea. It's got to be able to keep cool. So we have a day bark in the east and a night bark in the west. And this is Book of the Dead, spell 130. So you can find it in pretty much any translation. May the sky be opened. May the earth be opened. May the west be opened. May the east be opened. May the chapel of Upper Egypt be opened. May the chapel of Lower Egypt be opened. May the doors be opened. May the eastern portals be thrown open for Ra when he ascends from the horizon. May the doors of the night bark be opened for him. May the portals of the day bark be thrown open for him. May he breathe Shu. May he create Tefnut. May those who are in the suite serve him. May they serve me like Ra every day. I am a follower of Ra who receives his firmament. The god occupies his shrine, Horus having approached his lord, whose places are secret, whose shrine is pure. Messenger of the god to him whom he loved. I'm the one who takes hold of Ma'at, having presented her before him. And I am he who knots up the cord and lashes his shrine together. What I detest is storm, and there will be no heaping up of waters in my presence. I will not be turned back because of Ra. I will not be driven off by whoever acts with his hands. I will not go into the valley of darkness. I will not enter into the lake of criminals. I will not be in the weakening of striking power, and I will not fall as plunder. I will go in among those who are taken before him, behind the slaughter block of the slaughter yard of Soped. Praise to you, Ra, Lord of the horizon. Hail to you, for whom the sun folk are pure, for whom the sky is controlled, in that great moment when the hostile oarsmen pass by. See, I have come among those who make truth known, for I am far away in the west. I have broken up the storm of Atep, O double lion, as I promised you. See, I have come. O you who are before day, O you who are before the great throne, hearken to me. I go down into your tribunal. I rescue Ra from Atep every day, and there is no one who can attack him, for those who are about him are awake. I lay hold of the writings. I receive offerings. I equip Jehuti with what was made for him. I cause truth to circulate over the great bark. I go down true of voice into the tribunal, and I establish the Hech gods. I lead the entourage. I grant to them a voyage in utter joy, when the crew of Ra goes round about following his beauty. Ma'at is exalted that she may reach her Lord, and praise is given to the Lord of all. I take the staff, I sweep the sky with it, and the sun folk give me praise as to him who stands and does not tire, being Osiris. I extol Ra in what he has made. I dispel cloudiness. I see his beauty. I display the terror of him. I make his oarsmen firm when his bark travels over the sky at dawn. I am the great one within his eye, who kneels at the head of the great bark of Khepri. I come into being, and what I have said comes into being. Khepr. It's a little bit of a pun there. I am this one who traverses the sky towards the west, and those who heap up the air stand in joy. They have taken the bow warp of Ra from his crew, and Ra traverses the sky happily, in peace, at my command. I will not be driven away. The fiery breath of your power will not carry me off, and the power of repulsion in your mouth will not go forth against me. I will not walk in the paths of pestilence, for to fall into it is the abomination of my soul. What I detest is the flood, and it shall not attack me. I go aboard your bark, I occupy your seat, I receive my dignity, and I control the paths of Ra and the stars. I am he who drives off the destructive one, who comes at the flame of your bark upon the great plateau. I know them by their names, and they will not attack your bark, for I am in it, and I am he who prepares the offerings. All right. And tell you what, I will read. Got one more thing that we can read. This is something modern. And I have it on the back of one of my candles, but we'll read that for Osiris as well. So. Hail Osir, Kentiamentio, Nefer, Neb Abju, Nebjet. Hail Osir, Lord of Duat, your feet rooted deeper than oceans, your crown reaching past the stars, your hands gentle, open as a father's, vast as your mother Nut, strong as your father Geb, loving as your sister Aset. Cool waters flow from you, green plants spring forth from you. Your grain sustains those upon the earth, your cause sustains those in the west. Hidden are your mysteries, yet they are destined for all. All who live, they come to you. All who breathe, at last speak your name. Okay. So now it's time for us to draw a cookie for everyone. And I started up our collection for our fortunes from the last couple of days. I started with Friday. And so Fridays was watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Yesterday we had 2. Your future is in your hands. Make it extraordinary. And your future will have love and joy. So let's see what message Oster has for us tonight. Family is the heart of a loving home. Family is the heart of a loving home.
That's certainly the case here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we might hear the other member of our family squeak, squeak. and that seems appropriate for Osiris as well. So, all right. We had gotten a request from One Eye at the beginning, who's going to be away from the keyboard, so we'll pick that one. Oh, that's cool. Megros, I actually did this exact spell last year. The boat drawings are still on the shrine. That's really cool. Okay, yeah, and Bees, I'm so glad I caught the stream and I celebrate the days a bit later than the official calendar and almost forgot. Yeah, there's some variation. But we do it a little bit earlier than the other folks do. Yeah, and that's a great idea, Fungal Dog. Eventually I want to make a ceramic bark for the sailing festivals and such. I just need to drop a template. That's really cool. Okay, no requests. Sarcastic, how are you with the fires? Because I know there was a grass fire yesterday. But wait a minute. We need to introduce Indiana to the Disco Duck song.
Oh yes, Disco Duck by Rick Dees. Yes.
I'm actually not familiar with that.
I can't describe it to you. You just have to play it.
I tell you what. You introduce me to it, and we'll introduce Indiana to the Disco Duck song.
It's a Donald Duck song.
Okay.
It's yes.
See, I'm a little more partial to Daffy myself, but and I you can ask Darren. I've said a couple of times if I ever got a little black Cayuga duck, because that's a specific breed, I would name him Daffy.
Daffy would have been more of a House of Pain fan.
Okay.
Jump.
Okay. It's I just get to blow the candle himself since it's his birthday. That's cute. Prayers for Sepentipet. He's going through some stuff. Okay. But okay, going good. High evacuation level, but drove down to see the fire. It's not much. No smoke, no smoldering grass. I'm guessing it's just an abundance of caution thing. Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. Rory says I had a childhood dog named Daffy because she was black with orange feet and face, just like him. That's cute. Oh goodness, but okay. So, all right. I see. Yeah, we'll start with One Eye because, and I was just scrolling back to see if One Eye had said anything specific about how they wanted their cookie, but.
We did it all for the cookie. The cookie.
All right. Yes, and actually in 2011, I had to celebrate the days on the year while everything was packed up because we were waiting to get into this house. So, that we were actually hotel surfing for a while. That was, it was kind of rough because we also had a record heat wave that year. But yeah, so I can totally understand. And it's funny, I was really, as we were packing up to get out of our apartment, I was really hesitant to pack up the shrine, but I felt like they said, look, just pack us up, okay? It's going to be better that way. So, they were poking me to go ahead and do that. So, just a second and I will get those started. It's not a product placement.
But they should give us money.
Now, I'm beginning to think I'm really proud of the fact that, okay, no AI, no corporate sponsors, we're just cool. So the first one for One Eye. We'll set that aside or I'll mark it for them. And it is on Thursday, a long-standing problem will find its resolution. So One Eye, on Thursday, a long-standing problem will find its resolution. So I'm going to mark that for them. Okay, and I know Yamano is the next one, so.
Yeah, catch it before I go to sleep.
Oh. All right now, kids. Play nice. Okay, Yamanu. Good news will be coming from the office.
Okay.
Which office?
That's good.
Well, Office of Social Security, perhaps. I don't know. Or maybe a different office. Maybe Shannon's office. Don't know, but there will be some good news coming from an office.
All right. And I didn't even yawn once last night. It hit me.
Mama Sekhmet basically said, come here.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so Lady Zephos from the Birthday Nectar Osir. And then Ray Ray Rambles, also from Osir. So, starting with Lady Zephos. You'll find joy in the little moments of life. So, Lady Zephos, you'll find joy in the little moments of life. Okay, so Lady Zephos, and then Ray Ray, and then Ashley Spradley asking from Anapu. Okay, Ray Ray. Ray Ray rambles. Your inner strength will shine in October. Your inner strength will shine in October. All right, and Ashley asking from Unfood. Oh, you got some voicemail. All right. So Ashley, the first one. Don't let a single setback derail your entire plan. Now you have another one here. The one who is afraid of asking is ashamed of learning. So Ashley, from Anapu, your message here in two parts. Don't let a single setback derail your entire plan. The one who is afraid of asking is ashamed of learning. So don't be ashamed to learn. And don't let one setback derail everything. And I think that message, it sounds like that's saying, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. So we got Ramona, Lady Zephyrus, Ray Ray, Ashley. Okay. Okay, oh, and we got a cookie request from Ori. Cool. All right, so Nathaniel N. And then Starscape from Osiris for both my partner and myself. So let's start with Nathaniel. Nathaniel, do I remember you say you're a teacher? And if you catch somebody turning something in that was done with AI, that's an automatic flunk. If so, good for you, because they don't need to be doing that. But Nathaniel, every moment is a golden one for the person who has the vision to recognize it as such. Every moment is a golden one for the person who has the vision to recognize it as such. Okay, and so, hold on. Starscape, we're asking from Osiris for both my partner and myself. And then we'll go to Serana. And Sarcastic, I'll get one for you next. So, all right, Starscape. We'll start with you. So, Starscape, really great people make you feel that you too can become great. Really great people make you feel that you too can become great. So put around you people that build you up. Now, for your partner, here we are. A deeper connection with loved ones is coming close. So for your partner, a deeper connection with loved ones is coming close. All right, so now we're doing and then Serana, and then Sarcastic. So Serana. There's nothing that costs so little nor goes so far as courtesy. There is nothing that costs so little nor goes so far as courtesy. So, Serrano, that's your message. And now, sarcastic from Granddad. And that one just leaped out of there. Luck will favor you in your business. Now, I get I get a definite sense, because we think, wait, business. Well, do I own a business? I know, but everyone has business that they do. That your affairs, you will have luck in them. Luck will favor you in your business. So, and I get the sense that Osiris is saying, you're one of his. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay, so yeah, Serrano, then sarcastic, then Solaris, then B, and then cookie request from Mythwood. Okay, as the Zabalin's having his head out. God bless, guys. My folks need stuff. Well, lots of love, Zabalin. I think they've already had to head out, but we'll send lots of love with them, and catch us tomorrow if you can. Okay. Okay. Is the stream bumping in and out for everyone, or is it just me? It's okay for me. Okay. Oh goodness, and Ray, your house is absolutely boiling. I'm going to go get some ice cream. Yes, definitely stay cool. If you're stuck in a position where you're having to try and keep cool, what I figured out after we had a 4-day blackout is a nice cool shower before bed will do a lot. It'll make sure that you don't wake up the next day at a disadvantage. But okay, let me make sure I keep track of everybody here. So we'll stop with sarcastic. Now we're doing Solaris and then B. So. Oh, wow. Solaris, you got voicemail. Oh, wow. Well, that's funny. Okay. So the first one was empty, but Solaris, you had 2 come out. So I guess they were Osiris was trying to make sure that you get a message here. And it is. Home is where the heart is. Remember that. So Solaris, home is where the heart is. Remember that. Oh, and yeah, you're saying, your inner strength will shine in October. That was earlier. I hope that doesn't mean, you'll be tested. It may not mean that. You might end up being there for somebody else. Yeah, so we can't really know, but don't worry too much that, oh my God, that's going to be a bad thing. Because sometimes it turns out to be, something else entirely. But B is next. Your inner light shines brightly. Keep it glowing. So B, your inner light shines brightly. Keep it glowing. And Yes, your lucky numbers 8, 47, 28, 21, 55, and 39. So I don't know if you played the lottery, but because that was what I saw first. But your inner light shines brightly. Keep it glowing. Okay, so we got a request from Nick Wood and then from Solemn Sun. And they're asking from Set. Now his birthday's in a couple of days. I tell you what, let's see if his brother has a message for you. But we'll start with Myth Wood and then Solemn Sun. So pass this one on to Myth Wood in the Discord. Hang on, it's in here. There we go. A lifetime of serenity is yours to discover. A lifetime of serenity is yours to discover. That's from Myth Wood. And now Solemn Sun. Solemn Sun, you got the cookie. So,
you know what the answer is.
Okay, hi. Hey there, Steelers Nation. Mary Dra asking for one from Osu. And then Mary Wepawet, also from Osu. So, Mary Dra, then Mary Wepawet. So, beloved of Ra first, and then our beloved of Wepawet. Married Ra, the month of June will be filled with laughter and fun.
You got time to prepare.
Yeah, plan ahead and you will have a June filled with laughter and fun. And it might be one of those cases of you you hear about something that's going on later on, and it's scheduled for June. Take it; it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So if you hear about something and you're wondering about it, go for it. You'll have a good time. So Married Wepawet. From the father of the jackals. And he says, this month you'll make significant progress toward your goals. This month you'll make significant progress toward your goals. And I know for some reason on a couple of these, it's I'm also noticing because every fortune cookie has like lucky numbers on the back, and most of the time I don't even notice them. But for some reason, a couple of these I have. And it says, "Don't miss out on your chance to win big. Your lucky numbers are 53, 42, 55, 26, 19, and 46." So I don't know if you get a chance to pick something, use those numbers. But this month you'll make significant progress toward your goals. Okay, who's next? And if it's cutting out, I notice that the picture kind of adjusts a little bit because of the light when I step one way or the other. So that if you see any distortion in the image, that might be what it is. So cookie request from Ori. And then, yeah. let's see. And I think that's it. Now, if anybody else has any requests, then feel free to put those up there. Ryder says I've switched to mobile so I can carry all around while I camp out by my fan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely take care of yourself. We don't want anyone to put themselves out on our behalf, but on our account. But I'm glad that you're able to get someplace where you can be cool. But yeah, let's get Ori's cookie. Also asking from Oster. Okay, and it's hiding. Yes, and I appreciate everyone going forward, tuning in. Don't feel like you must, but if you're able to, then we certainly love having you here. And for Ori, your sense of humor will make any day better. Your sense of humor will make any day better. So, use it and be proficient with that sense of humor.
Yes, don't get dressed in the dark. It's okay to laugh at yourself. Yeah. Now there was something. It's funny because we were talking about folks who are devotees of Set. You have to kind of be a little more careful on the birthday of Osiris, because it is a little bit more sensitive. But there was something that I wrote down, and I know I've got it in here. So you could call this my Book of Shadows here, but okay, yeah, here we are. And this was inspired by one of the spells in the Book of the Dead. I didn't bother to write down which one. But this is a prayer for goodwill. May 4 knots be tied by the guardians of the sky. May 4 knots be made firm by Set for Osiris, as he did on that day of cutting off the lock of hair. May we know friendship, as the Aeneid once knew friendship, before any uproar had come to be, when Osir and Set caused one another to be well. And this is a prayer for, mending a relationship with someone. But there are references to a point before the two brothers had a falling out. And it's certainly a very human thing to consider. And we'll celebrate Set's birthday in a couple of days. So Grimoire time with Andrew. Well, thank you. Yeah. And some of the things that are in there have made it to books and other things. But there are other things that I'm still working on. There's a lot of work in progress in there. But yeah. If anybody's got any other requests. Yeah, I am actually saving a couple of things. Usually what I do during the days on the year is the T-shirts that I wear during the day are something Egyptian themed. Today I was wearing my Bride of the Mummy T-shirt. Of course, I just love that because, we have the Bride of the Mummy. It was my brother's real doll that we mummy wrapped for Patreon. And she's in the carport. But I'll probably have, a different T-shirt that I'll wear, if I, stomp around anywhere and save something, nice for actual Egyptian New Year's. Yeah. I really that's really pretty. Sarcastic is saying I like to think that they met up after, had a talk, a cry,
a hug and split a bowl of greens somewhere between the forest and the desert. And it being Osiris and Set.
Yeah.
And that's that's a really beautiful idea. I really like that. Of course, I don't think that their struggle ended until after Horus had been crowned. After the contendings. But at that point, Osiris had his place in the underworld, and Set was given his place in the Sunbark. And, that means that he is accompanying the crew every night when they go down. So I suppose that's one of those things that, is a mystery beyond, what we, in the land of the living can see.
That is forgiveness.
Yeah. But yeah, I can certainly see that. There's because you also have depictions from the book of I think it's either the Book of Gates or the Book of Caverns, where the enemies of Osiris are punished. So that the ultimate question is, well, because you have that going, but then you also have Set involved to drive out the serpent. So who knows? He could be one of the ones that's bringing in other enemies and saying, I know what you're doing because I did that too, and I see what you're up to. Yeah, we don't know. That's one of those philosophical questions that
kind of like it takes a thief.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a question Egyptology can't answer that. All they can do is they can work with what they have. It's up to us to try to make a sense of it, and how is that relevant to us? That's for us to answer. So that's my take on it. Yeah. Satisfaction of our assembly and network joint rotation. Yeah. Rary says, I imagine they're all like all siblings, where you want to kill each other, but you still love each other. Yeah.
In their case, they don't want to kill each other thing. It's kind of literal.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way that I see it is this might have been something that happened in a fit of jealousy or a fit of rage, and it was not, it was not necessarily something premeditated. Just Set was overcome.
They have it painted that he found out about Nephthys and Anubis.
That the funny thing is that there's some people who take that approach that it had to do with Nephthys slipping into her sister's place for a night. But I don't know if it was necessarily that, but who knows? Again, that's something where I don't want to come down firmly and say what the answer is, because each of us might get a different impression. So I think the more important thing is to think about the repercussions of it, and what everyone ended up learning from it. And you can almost picture Neet or Ra or one of the other, senior gods saying, all right, now, kids, what have we learned today? What have we learned from all this? Especially after the end of the contendings. So.
That's my salad dressing.
Yeah. And I like what Ray said. It's like, whoa, I'm not that type of chaos. That guy's crazy. Screw that guy. And yeah, because the thing is, and think about something, when we make offerings to Set, what are we offering? We're offering grain, we're offering bread, and all of the other things that represent the eye of Horus, and so it's a reminder that he's still part of the same system. He still depends on the same things that the other gods do. So
Osiris is still the one that's taking care of everybody. So. And it's just set, put the box in. Yes. I see that's an interesting thing too. A lady's Epis is saying part of what I say. Set is a god of step parents, because I want to think Anapu was raised up as Set's kid despite the circumstances.
Yes, I've heard of that one too.
Although it's also said that Isis took him in because even though it was not her son,
she recognized.
Yeah, and Isis is a mother that loves children, regardless of their background or their circumstances. So, there's lots of different ways that you can take it, and again with if it doesn't directly contradict something that we have in the historical record, then that's who's to say it's not a valid way to look at it. So. With that said, let's go ahead and wrap up for tonight, because I don't want to keep people, too long, because technically, tomorrow's a work day for some folks, including for Darren. Yeah. But I appreciate all of you, coming in and having a little fun with us for the first of the days on the year. And we'll, keep this rolling tomorrow with the Birth of Horus, which is also Bastille Day in France. So that's like a big holiday for them.
Yeah, basically you have 3 days. Well, almost everybody in the children all have a reason to be irritated with Set. So,
well. Set's the one that drives everybody crazy until something comes along where his abilities come to the fore, and he has a chance to shine, and everyone is glad that he's there.
Yeah, it's like the annoying guy who's just happens to be the mechanic, so they need him to get something fixed. Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Aeneid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Yunu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Asat in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Khmenyu endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Osir. You have come in peace, O Yunachiru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Osir, O Yunachiru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. Yeah. So thank you guys for all your support and participation. And yeah, it's interesting what Ray was saying. Described that set represents chaos that can be healed from. That leads to greater events, while the evil one represents total, complete destruction and emptiness. And yeah, that's a good way to look at it too. It's funny. Just earlier tonight, it was my best friend's mom who called to check on us, and it mentioned, I guess when we get older, we mention the same stories all the time, because she, when she was a teenager, she worked in the library at was it Tulane? She said. And
you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, and Tulane University in New Orleans, and where they kept all of their naughty books under lock and key, and you had to, if you wanted to check them out, you had to, show your ID and prove that you were of age to look at those things. Meanwhile, they had a 16-year-old working at the desk, and she could go and peek in all the books like the Kama Sutra or whatever else. Well, she said another one that was really bewildering to her was the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And it's funny. I said, well, that's not really a dirty book. It's not a naughty book. It's just there's an awful lot in it that if you aren't familiar with the mythology can be kind of overwhelming. And apparently she was a bit overwhelmed by it, and so being raised as, a kind of a sheltered girl in a strong, church-going household, I guess maybe the all the polytheistic references were, a little surprising, but it's just kind of funny that of all days she had to mention that today. So thank you so much for joining us. Everyone sleep well. Have a great night. And join us for the Birth of Osiris tomorrow. Oh wow, I'm sarcastic and saying, I remember downloading the Book of the Dead in secret because my mom was convinced it's evil, and I felt so rebellious reading a non-Christian funerary text. And that might have been what it was. It's just because it's completely foreign, And I guess what I want to tell people is that if you can get through all of the allusions to things that seem completely unfamiliar, a lot of the messages that they had in there are harmonious, especially if you look at things like the declarations of innocence. But that's a fun discussion for another time.
Yeah, underneath all the complexities, many of these faiths have many core.
Yeah, there's a center to the Venn diagram of all the different religions, and you have a core that at the in the middle of them that is I guess what was it Carlin said about you can condense a lot of the 10 Commandments to, hey, don't be a
Yeah,
don't be a jerk.
Yeah, he condensed the 10 Commandments down to
I think like 5 or 3 or 5.
Yeah, and a lot of it was, hey, don't be a dick. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.